try. Alright, I've had enough playing kids games. It's time to get serious. I'm going to make my first ever table tennis racket. Ooh. I've only ever used cheap ping pong paddles like Walmart, either the Pips Out really cheap ones, or even the Pips In, which I considered nice paddles. I've used those before. Never actually used a real table tennis paddle. Now, the caveat with that is, this is not super expensive, not compared to what a pro might use or something like that, but I couldn't pass this up. eBay sent me a $25 gift code for, I think, their 25th anniversary, and all you had to do was spend $25.01 at least. So I thought, perfect opportunity to get a cheap blade and some cheap rubbers and actually put a paddle. I keep wanting to say paddle. This is not a paddle. This is a racket. This is the big times. The best thing about this is I don't have to build the blade or the handles. It's already done. So what I have here is a Lion or Boer, B-O-E-R brand Lion. It's supposed to say training blade. It says tranging blade. It's got some carbon, supposedly 2 layers of carbon in there. It's got nice blue accents on it. I like that. I like the black all around. Happy with that. And then I'm just throwing it down. And then for the rubbers, I have the Reactor brand Kylan Max. So one red, one black standard, and it's got actually blue sponge under the top rubber. So that should work very well with this blade. I do like, it has 3 warnings on the back, translated from Chinese. So 1, rubber products should avoid heat-prone area. Okay. Rubber products should keep away from oil and organic liquid. Okay, fair enough. And number 3, you better not taste or smell the rubber products. Ooh, don't do that. Just broke the rules. Cut me off. Yeah, I kind of recommend don't smelling them either. They don't particularly smell very good. And I know the one thing that people are going to dig me on with this. I am going to use my spray adhesive to put the rubbers onto this paddle. I'm not spending 20 bucks or whatever it is to get a table tennis glue kit. I'm not at that point yet. If I coat just the rubber part and not the blade part and let it sit for a minute and then attach it, it makes a really good connection. But if I need to remove the rubbers, I can in the future. But it does hold pretty well. And I've seen with the other paddles I've made that this stuff does hold surprisingly well. Anyway, let's go spray down some rubber. We're not going to taste or smell the rubber. We're just going to spray it down. And then we're going to attach it to this. Going to trim it up. I'm going to use a razor blade. I know a lot of people use scissors. I don't have any really good scissors in the house, and I think the razor blade is going to be a better option for getting a clean cut. Just need to be careful not to nick the blade. So, need to go do that. So let's go do it. This stuff doesn't give you a choice but to smell it. Good gracious. It smells like bad shrimp or something. Ugh. Awful. Oh well. As long as it makes me better. Yeah, not the best cutting job in the world. Did a little bit of a, front draft on it, but actually not bad once I get some of these pills off of it. I switched to a new razor blade, and that one, the cuts start a little bit better, but I don't know if it finished that well. Anyway, not bad. Alright, now for the real satisfying part. Oh man, that is cool. That's really cool. I really like that. It's nice. I like how much it bulks up the paddle. I'm used to using, thin things with thinner rubber on it. This has some weight to it. It feels really good. That the handle's so light, but the head is so heavy on it. I really like that. Now I just need to use it. Oh, yes. Have you ever watched table tennis on TV and thought, how do they get that much spin? You think that the equipment can't be that much better, but wow, it's amazing. So I want to show you a simple test. This just blew me away. So I've got a regular pips out Walmart paddle, a pips in, slightly more expensive than this, but only, still like a $4 or $5 paddle with the pips out rubber. This one's really soft. And then I've got the paddle I just put together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a shot with some spin on it, hit it straight up in the air, and then when it comes down, just let it hit the paddle and see whether, it bounces straight back up or if the spin actually catches on the rubber. You're going to be amazed at how different this is. I don't know if anyone has ever actually tried this. It's amazing. So I'm going to take, first off, the cheap pips out rubber. Here we go. So first off, you can see it doesn't bounce a whole lot. It bounces off maybe a little bit, maybe slight angle, what's that, like 10, 15 degrees, something like that, from vertical. If you can catch it just perfectly flat with the paddle, but it really doesn't do a whole lot. So now I want to try it with the pips in, the cheap pips in, just to see how much it grips. I can already tell just by rubbing the ball on it that this doesn't grip a whole lot, but let's try it anyway. You can at least see when I hit it, the ball goes with the grip, whereas with the pips out, it's pretty much just going straight up. So you can see, for one, it doesn't bounce a whole lot, but it does grip a little bit. You get maybe a 30 degree off of vertical that it takes off. Something like that. It'll come and it'll bounce off like that. Watch what happens with this new one I put together with the kind of real rubbers on it. It's amazing. Alright, here we go. The hardest part for me is just hitting it straight up in the air with spin on it. You have to turn, see? And I can't even control the ball. Alright, so here we go. We'll hit it up in there and just let it hit. Look how high that bounced. First off, the other paddles, it was bouncing about this high. This one, it took off this high and went over there and went off the end of this ping pong table. So what's that, 4.5 feet at least that it went over there? And I'm only hitting it like 3 feet in the air, and then it's coming off and hitting that hard. So now I'll use the other side. I mean, look how much the ball just takes off the paddle. So that just goes to show you, this is cheap rubber and a cheap blade off of eBay. The total cost of this racket is like 25 bucks at most. So if this is 25 bucks, imagine the grip and spin you can get on a racket that's like $100 or more than $100. I mean, it's got to be amazing. So I'm just ecstatic with this. This is awesome. This is like my new favorite thing in the world right now. I absolutely love it. I am completely and utterly blown away. This paddle is amazing. I I never thought that I would actually own anything like this or ever put together a real table tennis racket, but this is just incredible. I absolutely love it. I think now I can finally retire my old Sportcraft Walmart hard bat. You can see this is the one I used all through college and when I moved into this house. You can see I've worn a thumb hole through that rubber. It's actually not even really rubber anymore. It's basically just rotted, just dry rotted and become really hard. And I have just destroyed this thing. But this paddle won me a lot of games, so I'm not upset about it. But you know, time to retire this and move on, become an adult, and play with this bad boy. I absolutely love it. Just need to come up with a name for it. If you have a name for this racket, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear, what should I call this racket, because it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. If it didn't smell like horrible shrimp, I'd probably sleep with it in my bed tonight under my pillow. I know this wasn't a make a ping pong paddle from scratch, but I think this is a good addition to my ping pong paddle plethora that I have now. This is my 10th one that I've put together, and certainly as different and mind-blowing and unique to me as all the other paddles I've made. So really just happy with this. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I can hit it with the ping pong paddle, but I can't hit it with an actual sniper rifle.